What's up, Youngstown Mob Associates? Jimmy Naples, Johnny Ciccatelli. We're back again from Crime Town, USA, right here in downtown Youngstown, Ohio. We got to say what's up to our great sponsors. We have Cut and Toast and our new sponsor, Pro Team Auto Sales. So make sure you check those guys out. Cut and Toast has some great cigars that they're offering. And Pro Team Auto Sales, if you need a ride, they're the people to go see. My last 3 rides I've bought from them, and I've been completely satisfied. So make sure you check them guys out.
Yeah, Cut and Toast. Those guys are in Struthers. We're going to do something really cool with them at the end of this month. We're planning around the end of the last week of October. We'll let you guys know about that next week once we finalize all the details. But we might be doing a mob talk from the Cut and Toast cigar shop out there in Struthers on Lowellville Road. So check them out. And again, huge thanks to Pro Team Auto Sales. They're on South Avenue in Youngstown, so definitely check them out if you're shopping for a car. So thank you guys for our sponsorships.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Hey, let's get into this Youngstown Mob Talk today. We're up to 26,600 members. We're pushing 27,000. Come on, let's get there, guys. And we need posts, so make sure you're going in there and posting. Yeah. That's what keeps the group moving. That's what keeps the numbers growing, is because we're always coming up with content and we're always having good discussions in there. So make sure you keep posting in there and sharing it with your friends and family.
Exactly. Post and invite your friends, invite your family, invite anybody that's got an interest in this stuff, and let's keep it growing. Let's see how high we can get. We joked early on in this thing that we'd like to see this reach the total population of Youngstown. We're on our way, so We'll see. But keep it going, guys. Let's, if you're from Youngstown, if you were from Youngstown, if you had friends who left, share with the group. Share them, invite them to the group, and, post pictures, videos, files, stories, start discussions. That's what this group's about. Exactly. It's all about, talking about the Youngstown mob scene and keeping it alive, keeping it going.
Yeah, we got to stretch, man. I'm telling you, this group, I went and looked at some of the metrics for the group, and I mean, we have international stretch. We've got people from Italy that are in the group. We've got people from, all over Europe in the group. We've got people from Asia in the group. So, we've got a whole wide range of an audience, which is fantastic. So, like Johnny said, keep posting, keep inviting people. The Youngstown reach is international, baby.
Yeah, and, of course, when we talk about Youngstown Mob, it really expands to the Mahoning Valley, right? You say Youngstown, it's every township in between. It goes all the way out to Warren, Columbiana, both directions. Mahoning Valley, that's what we're talking about when we say Youngstown Mob. So it's not just the city of Youngstown, it's everywhere in the surrounding area. Right. And, you guys know how connected it was and still is around the townships here, and everybody's got friends and family in this township and that township. Yeah. And it was, no different with the mob back then. So it's really that whole Mahoning Valley, and we appreciate your support. We're here doing these videos every week and trying to, bring you guys interesting information, interesting content, and we appreciate it. So check us out. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe below. Please give us your subscription. It's free. It's the easiest way to support us. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. By the way, we're up to 600 subscribers. We finally passed 600. We promised we would give away a Jim Trafficant prison painting when we reach 600. So at the end of this month, the last Mob Talk of the month, we will post. Check it out. We're gonna pull one of our subscribers. We're gonna give you an authentic Jim Trafficant prison painting. So keep an eye out for that. If we hit 700, we'll do it again. So please share, subscribe. Get on there at that YouTube video, the YouTube page. It's just youtube.com/amazingpodcastcompany. If you're watching it on YouTube right now, just click below and subscribe, please. We appreciate all your support.
Yeah, and just to kind of jump off on that, you guys subscribing to the YouTube page and, getting new members to help join the group and build the group. The larger we get, the more stuff we can bring you and the more events we can bring you live in town. So we are working on some other live events. We're not going to get too deep into those yet until we get those confirmed. But just to let the audience know, we got some great stuff coming for them.
It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And it's all because of your support. So thank you, everybody, for checking us out every week and for sharing this group, for sharing these videos. We really appreciate it. And, we just thank you guys so much.
It gives us a chance to do something we love to talk about, right?
Exactly. And a big thanks to everybody who's been checking out Crooked City. It's almost wrapped up, guys. It's It's up to episode 13.
Yeah.
There's only 15 episodes. If you can binge it, anytime you want through a subscription service called The Binge. Otherwise, we release new episodes every week. Every Monday comes out for free wherever you get your audio podcasts. We are. I was a producer on the show. It was produced by Mark Smerling and his company out of Brooklyn, Truth Media. So we spent over a year trying to tell these stories, trying to bring as many interviews as we could to tell the Youngstown mob story, the Jim Trafficant story, all that stuff tied in together. It's called Crooked City. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. The free weekly episodes, we're up to episode 13.
Yeah.
This week's episode, is called The End of Omerta. So, last week it was all about the shooting of Paul Gaines. And, that kind of botched hit leads into this week's episode where it's the downfall. It's the arrest of all the guys involved, and everybody flips up the ladder, and finally it gets to Lenny Strollo, and of course we know that Lenny flipped and took down a bunch of corrupt city officials with him, and testified in trials all over.
Got a sweetheart deal out of it too.
He did. Got the deal of a century. Yeah.
Jesus.
He got to keep his stuff, and you're going to want to check that out, guys. There's some interesting things that you definitely did not know about in this week's episode. You'll hear from a lawyer. You'll hear from a judge, the judge in the case. Why Lenny flipped. You'll also hear just really scary stuff from the lawyer of Jeffrey Riddle. He talks about, without ruining anything here, Jeffrey made a threat. Jeffrey Riddle, for anybody who doesn't know, was one of the drug dealers, guys who worked under Bernie Altshuler, Bernie the Jew, was responsible for a lot of these hits on Ernie Biandillo, him and his crew, and also Paul Gaines. So he's one of the guys that eventually gets taken down. Himself, Strollo, Bernie Altshuler, and Levance Turnage are kind of these four guys on the hook at the very end after all these other people flip. So then Lenny flips on them. But before all that, Jeffrey Riddle makes a threat to the judge's family that he knows where, about the judge's child, some specific information. And, you've got this lawyer recounting this tale of in the courthouse, where Jeffrey Riddle says he's not worried. He could just go and take care of the judge and her daughter. And, that's some scary stuff there. That's the lawyer said he was, kind of shaken on that. There's a big lawyer out of Cleveland, Jay Milano. So interesting stuff, guys. Check it out. Crooked City. This week's episode is called The End of Omerta. Again, I was a producer on that show. We spent a long time making it. We're glad everybody's checked it out and is following along. So it's almost wrapped up. There's only 2 episodes left. We'll do some kind of big end of the series talk on one of our mob talks, and we'll go from there. But check it out, guys. Crooked City.
It's funny. I was playing last week's episode at home, and my wife started laughing because they were talking about when Bacho went to kill Gaines, and he pulled the gun on the cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
And then Gaines comes in. He goes, my cats ran out of cigarettes.
Yeah. There's a lot of dark humor in that.
There's some funny stuff.
That's a hallmark of Youngstown is because of all the the tragic events and the mob ties and all the killings and everything that happened in Youngstown over those years. The town itself developed this gallows humor.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And I did a documentary years ago called Youngstown Still Standing with Ed O'Neill in it, and Ed shares some of those stories and some of that gallows humor. And nobody tells a story better than Ed O'Neill.
Oh, I love it.
Check that out, guys. It's on our YouTube page as well. But that gallows humor is part of our Youngstown culture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ribbing. Everybody kind of around here, people like to prank and joke and do stuff, but it's also just that dark humor we're known for. So,
definitely.
So what else we got? We're working on another show. Jimmy here and I, we're working on a show we're bringing to you from our YouTube channel as well. That's a little bit mob related.
I'm excited about this, man.
Oh yeah, it's called The Vegas Player. Now, if you guys don't know who that is, his name is Jimmy Mullador. He is a famous musician, world famous musician from Youngstown. who made his career out in Las Vegas. Jimmy Melodor grew up in Youngstown, Briar Hill area.
Yeah, he's Briar Hill original.
He was friends with the Naples brothers, Naples family, real close with them, cousins with Jimmy Danks, those guys in Girard. But he ended up making his career out in Las Vegas and played with Sinatra, played with Elvis, Barbra Streisand, played with all these just legendary musicians. He's got tons of stories to tell. He wrote a book called The Vegas Player, and we're doing a show with him. We're doing a show with Jimmy.
And then he talks about all the hot women he used to date.
He did. He's got
philander around with, which is interesting.
He's definitely got stories to tell for days. And you know, we just wrapped up our first episode with Jimmy. It'll be out later this week, guys. I think we're gonna put new episodes up on Fridays. And Thursdays or Fridays, we're going to figure that out. But check it out. Stay tuned. Subscribe to our channel. That's the easiest way you'll get notifications that there's a new video up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Amazing Podcast Company. And can't wait for you guys to meet Jimmy Melodor. He's got some great stories. We're going to have some cool guests. He's friends with so many celebrities and everything else. It's going to be an amazing show, guys. So can't wait to bring that to you. That's called the Vegas Player Podcast, and it'll be out later this week.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. He's, Jimmy's a class guy. You could definitely tell he's from Briar Hill, and like you said, he had a close relationship with my uncles, and some of those stories were really, heartfelt and touching for me to hear. And I can tell they, were close to his heart.
And he's got other stories as well, guys. We're going to get to that stuff in the future. He's got, Fats Aleo coming out to Vegas, and Dankers Petrello, all those guys coming out to Vegas, and he's got some interesting, just crazy stories. So can't wait to share that stuff with you.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And for the viewers out there, like Johnny said, you got to subscribe to the channel so you get, when this content drops, you're going to get an immediate notification about it. And you can get in there and check it out, firsthand. And I'll tell you, we had a great time doing that. So I know if we had a great time and it was really interesting for us, our fans are gonna love it.
Yeah, you guys are really gonna like that show. So please check it out. Stay tuned on the podcast on our YouTube page, and we'll post it in the group as well. So you'll check that out. Before we get to our posts of the week, again, our posts of the week are sponsored by our show sponsors. So again, Cut and Toast out in Struthers. If you're going to get your cigars around here in Youngstown, you got to go down to Struthers. You got to go down to Lowellville Road, Cut and Toast. Those guys got amazing cigars, great selection, very cool club. If you remember their club out there, their smokers club, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And please check them out, guys. Also, our other sponsor is Pro Team Auto Sales.
Yeah, Pro Team Auto Sales. If you guys need a ride, make sure you go check out Pro Team Auto Sales. They're down on the bottom end of South Avenue there. Check them out. They got a great selection of cars. Matter of fact, I was there the other day, and they had, you didn't get a chance to see it, but I was there the day, and they had I believe it's a 69 Chevelle SS, all original, 50,000 miles.
I saw it. I stole a look at it, yeah.
Oh, that thing was gorgeous, man. Yeah. So, check them guys out. They can get you, you need a classic car, they can get you that. You need a motorcycle, they can get you that. Or you just need a car to get back and forth to work, they can get you that too. So make sure you check out Pro Team Auto Sales.
Yeah, so they're helping us bring you our post of the week. And this week, we have, it's from Johnny LaServa. I'm going to pull that up here. Just posted this one recently. It's Johnny LaServa says, my grandpa Farah made up the title Youngstown Tune-Up. Anyone know what he meant? Now, for anybody, if you're following along in our group, Johnny LaServa's posted before. He says his grandfather was John Farah. Now, John Farah was one of the Farah twins. Along with Mike Farah, they ran the Jungle Inn Casino. So out there in Trumbull County. And that was the biggest casino outside of Las Vegas, guys, during the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And, long history. Everybody's heard of the Jungle Inn. There's a great book out there by Alan May called Welcome to the Jungle Inn. Highly recommend that if you haven't checked that out. But, going to this post, he says his grandfather made up the title, the Youngstown Tune-Up. So, first of all, what is the Youngstown Tune-Up, James?
Youngstown Tune-Up, well, that's what there's variations of it, but my thought of a Youngstown tune-up is always the car bomb. That's, a couple sticks of dynamite up underneath there and turn the key and bada boom, bada bing, you're toast.
Yeah. So, there was a joke back then. It was, again, this goes to that Youngstown gallows humor.
Yeah.
Youngstown tune-up in itself is very, dark humor. It's this gallows humor refers to these car bombs. There was a joke back in the 60s that, they were so common, these Youngstown tune-ups, that a barber would cut your hair for $2. He'd start your car for $3, right? So that, playing on the joke that how dangerous it was.
That's funny you bring that up because, I've met a few people over the days that used to, work at some of the bars and restaurants back in the days, and they always used to tell me, yeah, I knew your uncle, and, he'd come in, they'd have dinner and everything, and he'd give me $50 to go start his car after dinner. And, them guys not thinking about it, but back then, that's why they were having them start the car, in case, somebody decided they were in need of a tune-up.
And it really is a tragic thing, guys. It's there's the joking aside, but it
Right.
really is a lot of tragedy involved there. Going back to the documentary I made, Ed O'Neill, again, he talks about the Youngstown tune-up.
A lot of my fellow classmates' fathers were reportedly, in organized crime. They used to oftentimes drop the kids off to school, and a lot of them drove Cadillacs. And we used to talk about the fact that some of these Cadillacs had bomb detectors in them. In case someone tried to wire your car with dynamite, it would set an alarm off or something. And we used to think that the Cadillac car company installed them, that they came with the car. And now we were, 6th grade, 5th grade, you know what I mean? But this was just something that we sort of took for granted because there were so many bombings in Youngstown.
Just interesting stuff. And, you think about like remote starters. They even had some, didn't Joey have a...
Yeah, Joey had all his cars were outfitted with remote starters.
Yeah, Joey Naples. This is back in the 60s?
60s, yeah. So what they would do is they'd have these big, they were big boxes. They were, probably like this. And they were mounted up underneath the dash, and they would have a button that looked like a garage door opener, and they'd hit the button and it'd start the car.
Yeah, interesting stuff, man. It really is just kind of crazy how many there were, how many car bombings there were. Again, if you want to know all those details about every single one of them, check out that book. The other book by Alan May, Crimetown USA, that goes into a lot of that stuff. Yeah. But going back to our post of the week, Johnny LaCerva, I don't know if there's any way to prove who coined that title, so we'll take you at your word for it, right? Yeah. Your grandpa John Farah, far be it to us to say who coined it. There's no way for us to prove that. But for anybody who doesn't know John Farah, he was one of the guys that ran the Jungle Inn. His brother Mike Farah was killed, not in a Youngstown tune-up. He was actually killed in a drive-by shooting.
Yeah, he was out in his yard golfing,
practicing his golf shot. So
and they came by and killed him.
Yeah, but the Farah twins, going back to when they raided the Jungle Inn, just that's an amazing story in itself. We got to do a whole episode on that one day. Johnny, we'll have to bring you on here, man, and see if you have any stuff to share and just explore that whole ordeal with shutting down the Jungle Inn. That's a crazy story in itself. So thanks for posting, Johnny. Everybody else, please keep posting, guys. We're looking for cool posts like that, discussion starters. Good stuff that we can bring out as our post of the week. Once again, sponsored by our great sponsors. So what else we got? We got Jimmy. You started that other group.
Yeah, we got the Pittsburgh Mob. For those of you that don't know, Youngstown and Pittsburgh are very intermingled.
Lots of made men in the Pittsburgh area were made in the Pittsburgh family.
And speaking of that, you were up at the Sunrise Inn, and who used to own that?
Yeah, Charlie Murgy. Charles Imbergia was a co-owner of that. So I posted a picture of him on the wall. Great picture. He was the consigliere to Pittsburgh for a long time. And he was a co-owner of the Sunrise Inn. Yeah.
So like
Out
I said,
Warren.
they
shout out to those guys.
They cross over a lot. So make sure if you haven't joined the Pittsburgh Mob Group yet, join the Pittsburgh Mob Group. We got some great people that are in the Pittsburgh Mob Group out of Pittsburgh. We got Mike Genova. He posts a lot of stuff. We have Michael Genovese's son is in the group, and he posts a lot of stuff. So we got a lot of great content that comes out over there. So, if you're in the Youngstown Mob Group and you haven't joined the Pittsburgh Mob Group yet, please do. All you got to do is go on Facebook and go to that little magnifying glass at the top, type in Pittsburgh Mob. It'll take you right to us, and please join.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And, of course, again, we're talking about made members. Briar Hill Jimmy Prado was a member of the Pittsburgh family. Of course, your Uncle Joey Naples, Lenny Strollo, those guys were all made under Pittsburgh. So, definitely connected. And, for anybody who's not that familiar with Youngstown, again, we're halfway between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So you got the Cleveland side, you got the Pittsburgh side. And, it definitely, not only do they clash sometimes, but they work together more often than not. So, very interesting stuff, and definitely check that out.
Yeah, you got guys like Ray Ferrito that was involved in the Danny Green hit. He did work for Cleveland, he did work for Pittsburgh, he even did work for the guys in Canton.
Yeah, he was out in L.A. for a while too. Yeah,
so that's one of the things that when we brought up discussions about doing the Youngstown Mob and the Pittsburgh Mob and all that stuff, we said eventually this is going to branch out nationwide. And it's kind of like when I talked about it, it's like those spider webs that are kind of connected. Each town had its group of mob guys.
Yeah.
But they may have reported up to, say, New York, or they reported up to Detroit or wherever. Okay, but they were all interconnected.
Yeah.
Guys were always going and doing jobs that for other families and things like that. And I think Joe Bonanno put it right. He goes, it's not really so much as a criminal organization. He goes, it's an organization. It's like Knights of Columbus, right? It's a group of members that get together that have like-minded interests and things like that. And yeah, some of the things they do are illegal, but it's more of connecting as family, connecting as a group of people that are interested in the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's really what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all the people in the Youngstown Mob group, all the people in the Pittsburgh Mob group, we're all kind of interested in the same thing, right?
Exactly.
And so that makes us a family. That's why you guys are mob associates, because we're all family, right? One way or another. 6 degrees of separation.
Absolutely. So check us out. We're growing, guys. It's all with your support. We can't thank you enough. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. At the end of this month, we're giving away, from our 600 subscribers, we're giving away an authentic Jim Trafficant painting. We're also going to do, these are paintings that he made while he was in prison. So check that out, guys. But if we get to 700, we're going to do it again. So please grow that subscribers list, and just stay posted with us. Subscribe. You'll be first to know about all our new videos, about all the new stuff we got coming out, events coming up. Check it out, guys. We're so excited to bring you guys more stuff. And I think that about does it for today. What do you think?
Yeah, just to remind everybody out there, October 26th, we're going to have a live show, Cut and Toast.
Yeah, so we'll give you those details next week.
Yep.
But mark your calendars for October 26th, because that's we're going to do our first live show outside of our studio here, probably down at Cut and Toast in Struthers.
And that'll give our members that are here in town, and even the ones that are out of town, maybe if you need a reason to come into town, hey, there's a good reason to come into town.
Come get a cigar.
Come get a cigar and smoke a stogie with us, and we'll share some stories, and also we want to thank Pro Team Auto Sales for being our brand new sponsor. Guys, if you need a ride, like I said, classic motorcycle or an everyday get around car, Pro Team Auto Sales down on the bottom of South Avenue. Those are your guys to go see. So make sure you check them out. And thank you once again to Pro Team.
All right, everybody. That'll do it for this week. For Jimmy Naples, I'm Johnny Ciccatelli, Steel Valley Syndicate, coming to you live from downtown Crimetown, USA, Youngstown, Ohio. Another edition of Mob Talk. See you next week.
Ciao, Paisan.